The fifth element, the quintessence that makes up everything within the palm of your hand. The dull sound of dripping water echoes rhythmically through the empty passageway. This sewer branch lies far enough from the previous main battlefield that it is temporarily flee from direct pursuit, forming a short-lived buffer zone. A few damaged emergency lights flicker at irregular intervals, providing only minimal visibility. Voymastina settles Helena into a concealed spot at a bend in the passageway. She herself stands against the wall, scanning the surroundings while initiating a rapid system self-diagnostic. Helena's metal spears hover around her in a defensive formation, her wary gaze tracking every movement Voymastina makes. She keeps the maximum safe distance from Voymastina. With Alba absent, her tension and vigilance are clearly heightened. Voymastina looks at Helena, her expression inscrutable. She lets out a soft sigh and drives a fist into the wall. The dull impact reverberates through the passageway. The metal structure dents visibly at once. The concrete layer beneath fractures, and a cloud of dust erupts from the point of impact. Startled, Helena immediately snaps her 3 metal spears together into a shield. Her body tenses, fear and defensiveness filling her eyes, ready to respond to any perceived threat. She looks ready to open fire if Voymastina makes even one more strange move. I feel bad for Helena. Imagine being in the same room with Voymastina. Voymastina notices Helena's reaction. Her brow furrows, but she makes no attempt to comfort her. Her systems contain no protocols for building trust with non-combatants. She has never been good at this, and it has never been her responsibility. She looks at Helena, her neural cloud in disarray. Without Alba's guidance, she finds herself facing a severe decision-making dilemma. Voymastina exhales slowly, forcing herself to calm down. Although she understands Alba's plan, the plan itself carries an extremely high risk of failure. If it were only the two of them, even with that risk, it would still be manageable. But now there is this being right in front of her. She must consider that even the slightest misstep during the operation could result in O43 inevitably falling back into the hands of Gerard Group and Paradeus. To the current task force Defh, she is unquestionably trouble as well as a burden. Voymastina's assessment has not changed. Directly destroying O43 is still the most efficient and most thorough solution. Voymastina's gaze slowly shifts to Helena. If she destroys her on the spot, Gerard and Paradeus' Project Eden will permanently lose this key component. No matter what role O43 plays in that project, they will be forced to seek other alternatives. And judging by the urgency and intensity of their encirclement and pursuit, O43's role is clearly not something easily replaceable. Discarding this burden would allow her to better leverage her own capabilities to assist Alba in completing the operation. She could even turn back and help Alba deal with Igla directly, completing the operation as originally intended. But from every angle, this is the most rational decision. All she has to do is eliminate her right here. Descended. Voymastina's final boss, Helena. What an unlikely pair. Helena remains on guard, but the defensive formation of the metal spears loosens slightly. Alongside fear, a trace of cautious observation appears on her face. She is highly sensitive to changes in emotion and atmosphere. This simple question is like a key, unlocking something sealed deep within Voymastina's neural cloud. She closes her eyes. That is true though. She has very powerful orbs. Helena spreads the metal spears protectively in front of herself with bravado.
Yeah.
Voymastina's answer is short and direct.
お前を守ると約束したんだ。
At the same time, the tension in her frame subtly eases.
あの人帰ってくる？
Helena is clearly referring to Alba. Though wary of both of them, Alba's more kindly demeanor seems to have formed the foundation of trust between them.
あ、
Voymastina's reply contains no hesitation, as though stating an established fact rather than a hope or guess. She slowly lowers her hand, resolve settling in. She is a member of Task Force Defh. She will always fulfill her promises. Voymastina's wolf eye performs a full spectrum scan. Once she's confirmed that the surroundings are temporarily safe, she retrieves a small device from her tactical pack and starts fiddling with it.
これなんだ？
Helena's question still carries caution, but now also a hint of curiosity. The metal spears remain in a defensive state, though no longer as poised to attack.
通信装置だ。
Voymastina answers curtly as she continues to tune the device.
通信装置邪魔じゃないのか？
Voymastina glances at Helena, mildly surprised that she knows such a technical term.
いや、違う。
違う？
あ、
This conversation. Voymastina answers each of the girls' questions, but unlike Alba's patient way of doing it, it is with an air of indifference toward both the conversation and her interlocutor, responding almost robotically. Even so, for her, this is already remarkable progress. To Helena, Voymastina's blunt manner of speech is unexpectedly reassuring. The two of them continue to talk in short, fragmented exchanges.
前たち楽園壊す
あ、
計画あるのか？
Voymastina's replies remain brief, but her demeanor has grown slightly milder. Helena takes a small step forward. She still maintains a safe distance, but the subtle approach signals the beginning of tentative trust. Voymastina watches Helena's cautious advance and recalls what her former partner would do in situations like this. After a moment's thought, she reaches out and places her hand on Helena's small head. Like a startled cat, Helena instantly recoils and darts back behind cover. She tried. Voymastina decides to stop forcing herself to do things she is bad at.
ここは危ない。移動する。
どこ行く？
Though hiding from Voymastina, Helena continues to converse with her.
任務を終わらせに行く。
Voymastina replies curtly as she stands up and prepares to carry out Alba's plan. Helena hesitates, then follows behind her, still cautious but no longer openly hesitant. Between these two very different figures, a subtle trust seems to be quietly taking root.
ついてこい。
Voymastina suddenly blurts this out. Her tone is as stiff as ever, but the words themselves carry a promise. Helena doesn't respond, and she simply follows along in silence. In the depths of the sewers, two figures, one tall and one short. Move on, move on. Ah! What a cliffhanger. You know, I was more curious about their interactions. Voymastina's final boss, Helena. Alright, I guess we have to wait 5 days for Corposant 1.5. Alright then. Yeah, 5 days. Alright then. I kinda like the ending to that. That was cool.